So this first cologne I'm about to rank was described on a fragrance website like this. Of all the fragrances I've bought in my entire life, this one has to be the most generic, forgettable, and uninspiring. Seriously, if I had to describe the smell of unremarkable, this fragrance right here would be used as the example. So what best-selling fragrance am I talking about? Well, gents, find out the answer in today's video. All right, gents, so to start things off, let's start off with a bit of context. Starting off with a low ranking, then we'll jump into a high ranking so you get an idea of what type of fragrances I'm talking about. So Joop, no surprise here. I've said this before, not one of my favorite fragrances. In fact, it really is something that gives me a headache. Overly synthetic, overly sweet. I have a number of sandalwood fragrances that I like. This is not one of them. I don't recommend it. If you disagree, let me know down in the comments. I always love hearing your guys' opinions. So yeah, I'm gonna put Joop in that lowest category right there, UFTP, which stands for Use for Target Practice. Seriously though, guys, if you want to see me use a bottle of Joop as target practice, do me a favor, go ahead and blow away that like button. If we get 2,000 likes in the first 30 days of this video, I'll literally shoot that video. Now, on the opposite side of the scale, we have a fragrance like Armani's Stronger With You. I have to admit, I absolutely hate the name, but I love this fragrance. Nut-based fragrances. There aren't too many out there, but this is one that pulls it off, and the sweetness is key. This is a mature man fragrance. That being said, you're 20 years old, you can pull this thing off during the winter, and you are gonna get compliments. This is a strong, very actually relatively easy to find fragrance, and you don't need to grab any of the flankers. The original is where it's at. This is a masterpiece, a solid fragrance, underrated, goes under the radar, just a solid fragrance. And for that reason, I gotta put this up at that top level, JFLC, which stands for Jeremy Fragrance Love Child. Now let's talk about the categories in between. Azzaro Wanted. This is a fragrance that the bottle design is amazing. When you see this out there, if you're a collector, if you're someone that just likes good looking bottles to be on your shelf, this is one that you definitely want to check out. But do I recommend the juice? Is this stuff great? I'll tell you, it's sweet, it's nice, but I got to put this in the category of meh. Why? Because it doesn't have much staying power. It has some projection, but for a sweeter fragrance, I expected a bit more. This is just something that is relatively unremarkable, especially when you compare it like with Stronger With You, which you can get them about the same price. Yes, the bottle design's cool, but if you really want the bottle design, go with Wanted by Night. This one I would have put up, and I will put it in the good to go category. This one is a great fragrance, highly recommended. But Wanted, nah, this one I got to put right there in the meh category. Now, Wanted by Night, really quick, yes, I'm putting in good to go, and it really, because not only is it stronger, but it's got a cinnamon note. And the cinnamon notes, as you guys may know, in Oriental fragrances, this can really make them a little bit, just tickle the nose too much. Some people don't like it, but this one does it really well. It's a unique combination, and for me, this is the better fragrance. This flanker right here is the one that you want to pick up. Next up, gents, we've got YSL's La Nuit de l'Homme. This one pops up on a lot of ranking of the best fragrances out there. This is a beautiful fragrance. You're also going to see that it's been reformulated, not nearly as strong as it used to be. I haven't been in the fragrance game long enough to be able to tell you that for certain, but I do believe that, okay, if it's not strong enough, spray a bit more. Now, don't go a whole Michelle Curly fragrance, dude, and put on like 40 or 50 sprays.
You can overspray.
But I do think, okay, nothing wrong with 6 to 7 sprays. Buy a bigger bottle. This is a good fragrance. Beautiful. It's got a little bit of floral, but it's the cardamom, which is the beast, and it smells quality. It is a nice fragrance, and for that reason, I got to put it into BBW, Blind Buy Worthy. Now, this next ranking I think is going to upset a number of you guys, so let me know. I want to hear it down in the comments. And Acqua di Gio, so the classic 1996 Alberto Maria's. This one set an entire category for the aquatic smell, and this is a relatively complex fragrance. My issue with it is it's dated, and to be honest, there are flankers out there I think that are better than the original. And they say it's been reformulated, it's weak, and I think there are just so many better options. This is a classic. If you've never smelled it before, you owe it to yourself to try to smell it. In 1996, this would have been at the top of the list, but for this reason, because it's just dated, I got to put it a lot lower down on the meh. To salvage the Acqua di Gio line, I'm going to go ahead and in BBW Blind Buy Worthy, I'm going to put Acqua di Gio Profumo. If you're going to grab one, this is the one that you want to grab. Next up, we've got Chanel's Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. Solid fragrance, and it smells amazing. This thing is a really nice fragrance. The issue is it doesn't last very long. I would have to say that this is one of the best flankers because it's stronger, but it's still not strong enough in my opinion. That being said, they also don't ever put this thing on discount. Very difficult to find for a good deal. So for those reasons, I just got to put it right there in the middle at good to go. Next up, we've got Drakkar Noir. So a lot of you guys have asked about this one. You say it's your favorite fragrance, and if it is, again, let me hear from you down below. This one epitomizes the 1980s. I remember this one barely as a kid, but smelling it, it takes me back. This is a solid fragrance. Yes, it is a bit dated, but here's the thing. Dated fragrances, especially from the early 80s, 70s, even the 60s, they come back around because a lot of the people wearing them, the young people, don't pull this off. So if you're a 18-year-old, 19-year-old, and by the way, this is incredibly inexpensive. It was a lot more expensive back in the day, so you can get a pretty good deal. Yes, it's not as strong as the vintage bottles, but who cares? Just put on a bit more. This is, I think, still a great fragrance. It's old school barbershop, and it's going to set you apart from the crowd. And for that reason, I'm putting it into good to go. Now, what if you got a lot more of a budget? We're talking hundreds of dollars, and you don't mind spraying this multiple times because it isn't the strongest fragrance. You got Millésime Impérial by Creed. So this one, if you look at top list of the top 5, this one seems to always pop up in there. It never seems to hit number 1, and that's too bad. I understand why. This is a hot weather fragrance that smells sweet. And how does it do it? So it's got this melon smell to it, but a little bit of salt. And that's because of the ambergris. And if you're not familiar, ambergris basically is something that a whale spits up. I'm not going to get into details, but believe me, it smells amazing when mixed with the right things. It's very expensive though. And that's why they use the real stuff in this one, supposedly. And that's why they're able to charge the price. Point being is this is a very unique summer fragrance. So if you want to smell amazing, you want to smell like a prince, you want to stand out, guys, this is a fragrance that you need to try. Perfect for summer. And for that reason, because it's so niche, so narrow, and for this, I'm going to ignore the price right here. I got to put this up at that top category, Jeremy Fragrance Love Child. Next up, we've got Dolce Gabbana's Light Blue. So an Italian summer on the Mediterranean, it's right here in the bottle. The problem is this stuff just disappears. And I get it. Citrus, fresh fragrances usually get a few hours. I get maybe 30 minutes from this. They do have an intense version, and that's what you want to grab. But the original that I have here, I would not recommend it. For that reason, I got to put it down into that low category. Yeah, target practice. Next up, we've got Prada Homme. And I have to admit that this fragrance has grown on me. Initially, when I smelt it, it was the iris. It was a little bit too much. I'm not a huge floral scent guy, but I do know that they've got quality ingredients in here. In fact, over 200 ingredients. And they use the real stuff. There's tons of synthetic, and that's why the price is what it is. There were a ton of flankers out there. I started picking them up, wearing it more often, and I have to admit, I started seeing the light on this fragrance. But it is something that initially, again, you got to understand what you're looking for when it comes to choosing fragrances, and understand even rankings like this are very, very subjective. Hence why it makes it so fun. But this one right here is a solid fragrance. The more I wear it, the more I like it. I've started picking up the flankers and enjoying those as well. So for that reason, guys, I got to put this in. You know, I'm not going to put it at the top category, but I am going to say that if you're getting into fragrances, you want to try something that's a barbershop clean with a bit of iris, you know, so a little bit of the floral, and it just smells like maybe like clean laundry, and it smells amazing, and ladies will compliment you on. Yeah, this one, I got to put BBW, Blind Buy Worthy. Now, really quick, gents, if you're watching today's video, you're in the fragrances. You understand the power of smelling good. But do you fully understand the power of how fragrance can transform the way that you're focusing in at work, the way that you could possibly overcome anxiety by wearing the right fragrance, conditioning yourself to feel better when you put on certain scents? If you want to get a leg up on your competition, if you simply want to get the most out of your day, the most out of your body, you want to check out what we're doing over at Mission Fragrances. I'm putting the link down in the description of today's video. Go over to the website, learn more, and sign up for our early bird list. And guys, this early bird list is important because I'm emailing the guys on it, asking for feedback, and also they're going to get the best deal. They're going to get some limited bonuses. So if you're not on that early bird list over at Mission Fragrances, click on that link and go join it. Seriously, gents, this is a passion project of mine, and I'm excited to have you on this journey. So if you want to learn more about Mission Fragrances, how we're going to transform the fragrance world by focusing on the science of scent, check us out down in the description. That link is going to take you over to Mission Fragrances, and you can sign up for the early bird list. And with that being said, let's get back to the countdown. Next up, we've got Polo Black. So remember at the beginning of this video, I teased you about the most unremarkable smelling fragrance out there. Well, Polo Black takes the cake. So of all the Polos, this is probably my least favorite. It still sells because it's right next to the red, which the red is decent, a little bit overpriced for that sweeter fragrance. The green is where it's at, but yeah, the black and the blue, you know, not so much higher than this one. Just unremarkable. It's a woody, it's a non-offensive fragrance. If you want something that is going to smell like nothing, then you're probably good to go. It's not very strong either. But yeah, the Polo Black here, I got to put that, yeah, target practice. Next up, we've got John Varvatos Artisan Pure. This is one of the better fragrances in the John Varvatos line, hence why it's one of their top sellers. I think it's better than the original, this flanker right here, because it lasts long, it's a little bit stronger. And for a citrus, a fresh-based summer fragrance, it does a pretty good job. So in general, 4 to 5 hours from a citrus fragrance is doing pretty good. This one gets about 4 to 5 hours, so very happy with it. Overall, it's not anything super remarkable. This one is just going to smell great. It's going to make you feel cool and clean, and for that reason, you know, it is what it is, so I'm going to put it right there in the middle category at good to go. Next up, gents, you're getting a 2-for-1. So we've got Yves Saint Laurent's Y, and this is the EDP, and then we've got Dolce Gabbana's K, and this is the EDT. So the EDT on this one over here, I'm not even going to put in the category because that one isn't even worth talking about. This one, the EDP, is actually decent, but you're going to find both of these, I'm still going to put in the, I'm going to put them in the meh category. You know why? Because neither of them really stand out. Neither of them are fragrances that I ever reach for. I like K. I think the K by Dolce & Gabbana is a solid fragrance. This is a workhorse office fragrance. But for that reason, it's not going to offend, and neither is this one right here. If you want something a little bit sweeter, something, again, very pleasing, both of these are going for the masses. Neither of these really struck a chord with anybody. And I know for me, when you've got, you know, a lot of fragrances to choose from, you don't grab the ones that are just, yeah, day to day. Now, these would make probably fine gifts. If you know a young man and you were to gift him this fragrance right here, or gift him this fragrance right here, either of these, you could wear to the office, either of them, you spray it about 5 times, he'd probably get some nice compliments. So they're not bad fragrances, but they're also not ones that are going to stand out from the crowd. They're going to blend in. There's nothing remarkable about them. So for that reason, yeah, I just got to put them in the meh category. Next up, we've got Ultra Male, whatever you want to call this. And what is the correct way to pronounce this thing? In any case, this is a beautiful, sweet fragrance. A little bit too sweet for me, bubblegum, but it's better than the original. You know, the original was out for like 25 years. This one is even better. It's strong. This is a powerhouse fragrance. I wore it for a while. I did find that it was just a little bit too sweet for day to day, but if you're going out to the club, if you're going out on a date, this is a beautiful really winter sweet fragrance. And so for that reason, I got to put this into BBW blind buy worthy. If you're looking for a sweet winter fragrance that is going to last and project, this is what you're looking for. Next up, gents, we've got Kenneth Cole Mankind. Where am I going to put this one? Well, it may surprise you. It's going to go pretty high. Why? Because it surprised me. It's a solid fragrance. I would say it smells to me a lot like Fierce, but at a fraction of the price. And there's also something different about it. A little bit woodier, a little bit gentler. It's not as overpowering as Fierce. That being said, if I want it to be a bit more overpowering, I'm going to spray more on. And I will say that it's not as strong as I would like it to be. But again, the price is perfect. You look around, you look at discounts, you can get this thing incredibly cheap. So where am I going to put this? BBW blind buy worthy. Next up, Montblanc Explore. In a very short amount of time, this became one of Montblanc's best-selling fragrances, and for good reason, because as many of you guys know, it is a clone of Creed Aventus. Is it a great clone? It's a decent clone. I wouldn't say there are better ones out there, so for that reason, I got to put this pretty low, right down there in the meh. I don't know. Agree, disagree? I mean, they've even got a flanker of this now, a blue one, which I haven't tried yet, but I will. And what do you guys think of Creed Aventus? Where should I put this right here? The king of fragrances, as some people say. Well, guys, find out where I rank it in this video right here, because I break out a whole bunch of other fragrances. I go into detail, and in that video, I do rank Creed Aventus. So find out, guys, where I rank it in this video right here, which I will link to down in the description.